So, I've been absolutely destroying my sleep schedule lately playing some incredible Switch games, and I just have to share them with you. No marketing fluff, no sponsored content, just honest thoughts about 10 games that genuinely kept me up way too late. Let's dive into what makes each one special, and if you like the video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. So first up is Balatro. Imagine poker had a baby with a roguelike. Then that baby grew up and decided to steal all your free time. You're building these increasingly ridiculous card combinations, using special joker cards that completely break the rules of poker in the best possible ways. I actually rage quit twice before I understood how deep the strategy goes, but now I'm constantly thinking about deck builds while I should be sleeping. The way it layers different mechanics and multipliers creates these amazing moments where everything just clicks, and suddenly you're pulling off these insane combinations that feel absolutely brilliant.
We enlist the help of the scholar to maximize our aces, followed by the blueprint to duplicate that boost. Then grab a cheeky voucher to lower shop prices, and finally use our remaining cash to grant us a mythical, spectral pack, allowing us the godly power to transform.
Stray completely changed my mind about what a cat simulator could be. Sure, you can spend hours just being a mischievous cat, knocking things off ledges, scratching furniture, and meowing at confused robots. But there's this gorgeous cyberpunk city to explore and a genuinely intriguing mystery about what happened to all the humans. The way they captured cat movement is unbelievably authentic, from the slight ear twitches to how your paws interact with each surface. The environmental puzzles and story revelations are clever, but it's the small details in how you move and interact that make it special. Crow Country snuck up on me with its blend of atmospheric storytelling and clever puzzle design. The game has this distinct haunting art style that immediately pulls you in, but it's the way it slowly unravels its mystery that keeps you exploring. While the controls can definitely be frustrating at times, my neighbors probably heard me yelling at particularly tricky jumps, the environmental storytelling and puzzle solutions feel so satisfying when they click. Each new area reveals another piece of the story, and the way it respects your intelligence in figuring things out is refreshing. The Plucky Squire does something I've never seen before. It seamlessly blends 2D and 3D gameplay in ways that constantly surprise you. One minute you're running through what looks like a classic storybook page, the next you're popping out into this gorgeous 3D world that exists beyond the book's margins. While the combat is pretty straightforward, the real magic is in how it uses this dimension-shifting mechanic for puzzles and exploration. Every time you think you've figured out its tricks, it introduces something new that makes you grin like a kid discovering magic is real.
Up you bounce.
If you distilled pure gaming adrenaline into a platformer, you'd get Pizza Tower. This game channels the spirit of Wario Land, but cranks everything up to 11 with some of the most expressive animation I've ever seen. You're constantly building up speed, transforming into different forms, and racing against the clock through these intricately designed levels. Some stages can feel a bit unpolished, but the core gameplay loop of maintaining your combo while speeding through levels and discovering secrets is just pure joy. The soundtrack absolutely slaps too. It's been stuck in my head for weeks. Hey, quick pause here. If you're enjoying this look at some of Switch's finest games, hit that subscribe button for more content like this. Let me know in the comments which of these games you've played or are excited to try. Now, let's continue with our lineup. Mario and Luigi Brothership feels like catching up with old friends who haven't changed a bit, in the best way possible. The timing-based combat system keeps you engaged as you control both brothers simultaneously, coordinating their attacks and defenses while exploring this wonderfully weird world. Yeah, some story sequences drag on longer than they should, but the charming character interactions and genuinely funny dialogue make it worth sitting through the slower moments. The way the brothers work together in both combat and exploration adds this great layer of personality and strategy.
Luigi will
all need to use their jazzy jumps and hefty hammers as they venture through islands filled with crafty challenges. Oh, doesn't seem like a jump will get them across.
Cat Quest 3 takes everything that worked in the previous games and adds pirates, because apparently what this series needed was cats with eye patches sailing the high seas. The core action RPG gameplay is still super accessible. You're dodging enemy attacks, casting spells, and exploring a colorful world, but now there's this whole naval combat system layered on top. The story might not be winning any awards, but there's something incredibly satisfying about sailing around in your customized ship, discovering islands, and building your perfect pirate legend. I know, cat puns are terrible. From everything I've seen, The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom is shaping up to be exactly what you'd want from a new Zelda title. The previews show off these brilliantly designed dungeons filled with clever puzzles that make you feel like a genius when you solve them. They're adding some really interesting new mechanics to the classic formula, especially in how you interact with the environment and use your abilities. While I'm trying not to get too hyped before release, it's hard not to get excited about exploring another masterfully crafted world full of secrets and surprises. Neo, The World Ends With You drops you into this stylish vision of modern Tokyo with one of the most unique combat systems I've ever wrestled with. You're controlling multiple characters simultaneously, each with their own abilities and attack patterns, creating this chaotic symphony of combat that's overwhelming at first but incredibly satisfying once it clicks. The story goes to some wild places. Seriously, it gets weird. But the strong character writing and relationships keep you invested even when the plot starts throwing cosmic curveballs. Plus, the soundtrack is an absolute banger. Animal Well is one of those rare games that trusts you, maybe a bit too much, to figure things out for yourself. The dreamlike pixel art creates this unsettling yet beautiful atmosphere where nothing is quite what it seems. There are no tutorials, no hints, just this mysterious world filled with clever environmental puzzles that require real observation and experimentation to solve. Some of my friends gave up after 20 minutes, but there's something special about slowly uncovering the game's secrets and mechanics through pure exploration and curiosity. It's definitely not for everyone, but that's what makes it unique. Hey, let me know what you think about these games. Maybe you've played some and have a different take, or maybe something here caught your eye. Drop a comment. Let's chat about it. See you in the next one.